Wow, what an impressive turn of events. My name's Des here at Grok Trade, Senior Analyst and your future mentor. And it's Tuesday, October 4th, 2011, and the markets rally strong right at the tail end of today. The Dow up over 153 points. Right after we had a 250 plus point drop today. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. Up 1.44%, the S&P up 2.25%, Nasdaq almost up 3%, Russell's up 6.42%. The Russell's up that much. That is huge. Banks up 6.7%, 6.8%. VIX drops 10%, but we're still above 40. Gold down 2%. US dollar down 0.4%, crude oil up 0.6%, and a huge pop in transportation index. Look at this, up 4.4%, giving all sorts of support to the Dow. So, the question is, why? Well, why the breakdown? Let's talk about that first. Pretty simple. We have a descending triangle and we broke down below this red trend line and then some major support areas here, and then last August that low we closed below that, just sent the markets into a tailspin. But right at the end of the day we had news come out about Europe. Their finance ministers are talking about ways to recapitalize the European banks, and that really helped things go up quite a bit. And what will happen in the markets when things go down, and then they start to rally strong? You have all these areas that should act as resistance, where bears will put stop losses. As soon as you start hitting those stop losses, they're going to be buying because they're buying to cover. So you have the bulls buying, and now you have the bears buying. You have bulls and bears both buying, sending this straight up. A huge day. So we kind of hammer out a bit here, but technically that is not a hammer. Why? Because the upper body or the lower shadow needs to be 2 times more that of the body, and that's certainly not the case here. And so did we stop at resistance? We actually stopped just a hair above it. If you look at 1123 coming across, that was the low right here in August, right there with these bodies coming across. We closed just above it. Now, as a bear, you may want to not get too excited if you're still bearish in the markets. Now, this does look impressive. If we rally back higher, there's a big time resistance spot right here. But the bottom line is, you still have Italy, you still have Portugal. I mean, to be quite frank, there's nothing pleasant happening in the world economy right now. I mean, Europe has its debt crisis. America, we have our job crisis, and corporate profits could be in trouble. World financial markets are in nothing short of turmoil, and no one seems to be prepared to ride in and rescue anybody. And that's just where we're at. What's interesting is iPhone, or Apple, releases a new iPhone. Check this out. Let's go to Apple. There's no love there. Come crashing down. Almost got to the 200 moving average. Come right back up. But that is a nice hammer. But usually a hammer does not have an upper shadow or very little shadow. We got a bigger one there. But we're under a resistance point. If we do cross higher, we have the 50 and the 200-day moving averages to act as resistance. But you might get a little bit of a rally here. But the bottom line is the retracement of this is significant. So don't think that we're going to be getting up to the 420 anytime soon. So going back here to the S&P, actually I'm going to go to the ES. This is the E-mini futures here. And I want to show you this candlestick. The volume, so, but I want to go to a 60-minute chart and look at the volume that came in on this pop. So early in the session, we're dropping. And then this white candlestick, boom, we got some nice volume come in, some follow through, volume dissipating, dropping, and then volume spiking. Again, that volume, a lot of volume is in the bears in its short covering. So back to the S&P, back to the daily chart. What should we expect? Well, that pop is going to excite some of the overseas markets who are asleep at this moment when they come in, when they turn on their computers tonight for the first time. That's going to send the overseas markets into bullish territory, and that's going to that's going to possibly send us bullish yet again tomorrow. But I do see resistance at 1132 area, so be watching 1132 as resistance, or at least that area. I could see us going higher, maybe going as high as, let me give you this number here, 1152. You could get up there. So if it does get up to 1152 right there, it could act as resistance and come right back down. But the question is, will we close above or below that red line? That's the big question. So the other big news here is Thursday, I'm doing a free course. Anybody that wants to join me, I'm doing a one-on-one course on technical analysis. I'm going to be talking about some super cool things. If you want a list of everything I'm going to be talking about, you have to go to the website freeonlinetradingeducation.com, click on calendar, go to Thursday night, click on it. Maybe you have plans Thursday night, you can't join us. That's okay. If you register, I will make sure that you get a recording of this very quick 30-minute free webinar on technical analysis. So take care, get signed up, and safe trading to you. We'll see you in the chat room tomorrow morning.